All right. So the paper that I'd opened is this paper known as value enhancing strategies. And so coming back to this paper, value enhancing strategies. Uh, well, uh, what I was saying is that currently, when you come, no, these are just the normal markers that I've always been talking about. But when you come to these markers, you can see like one of the updates that we have right now is that these markers here now are 4 instead of 3. Okay, so for this one, I'll just turn it the way it was. I don't want to interfere that. Now you might be wondering, how does uh, how does Brian get to know these things and all this? But I will just tell you the truth. The simple trick that I'm using is this. In fact, you can see Southwest Airlines here, isn't it? So let me even remove these markers. Southwest Airlines. This is what I was talking about. So for me to know if these things are just the right way, how I check references, I usually just check references and citations by using find and by just using find. So if I put here, I'll just come to home, and then when I come to home, I come to find, and when I come to find, I just put that I paste Amit, and then I paste Amit. I have to have two results, isn't it? So if I look for two results, I'll see one is here. It's Amit and Zot 2012. So this means that I should have an entry for Amit and Zot also in the references. So I'll just go to the next Amit and Amit. I can see now here is Amit, isn't it? Amit R and Zot. Now, still, you can see there's a problem with this citation, isn't it? There definitely is a problem with this citation. If this person is known as Amit R, then we don't need to have a comma here, isn't it? So that is an issue that I've noticed right now. So this comma is not supposed to be there, because I think the comma just, or I can just see. Like for me, I like searching something that I'm not sure. Or rather, let me see if I can find a script, APA citation, generator, beginner's guide to APA citation, in-text citation. So I can just open that one, and so that one will just take me to see how APA 7th edition is. So I'm talking of references, not in text. They even have narrative. I want citation indirect. Now I think I'm supposed to be looking at a different place, because this one is, I think it's reference entry. It's citing references. Huh? Oh, okay. Basic format. The institution Van D don't include personal basic format, multiple authors. So yeah, so it is just okay, isn't it? It has a comma, isn't it? Unref, comma W, and that one, and so and so. So yeah, in that case, yeah, my friend was just okay. So this paper is just okay. So those are the things. Like I said, you should be a person who just always checks, and don't be too confident. Okay. All right. So for me, I've done a lot of citation styles, and I'm having an issue. So let me see if you have two people, if it is R dot R, if that comma is also necessary. So for multiple authors, so yeah, there are two commas. We have one comma here and the other comma here. You can see one comma is here and the other comma is here. And I hope you're seeing that. So, okay, now this is the script, the one that I was telling you about. So now we continue and see what our guy has. So the next thing I'm going to talk about, I'm going to check now the next citation. Okay, this one is Amit. I found that one, and then the next one is let me see if the next is Kotamaki. So I'm going to search Kotamaki, and see if I can get it there. And I've already seen an instance of inconsistent use of apostrophes, because this I think is a straight apostrophe. So this one also has an issue. So this paper has not been reviewed yet, I know. So when you come to Kotamaki, it brings one result. But then and when you do this, you cannot find it. But what is the difference? Okay, I'm looking at this. I can even expand it and see. It's Kotamaki, isn't it? So let me come down to my references and see why this word cannot see the other Kotamaki that is in the references. So have you seen the reason? Like now the A has something, has a thing on top, isn't it? Those two double dots. So you also have to be careful with that, because that is a mistake. Because now that means that that reference, that citation is not even is not it's not the correct citation. So you just have to be copying. You just either be copying these things and putting them there. Okay, but I've even okay. Those guys in East Academy, I think I demonstrated to you how you can use this one. Okay, and from Scrib. For me, the way I usually like doing it, one good thing about Scrib, and I'm not telling anyone to use it anyway. I'm not here to market any product. Huh? Scrib citation generator API. So for me, I really don't. I really like for this one. If this guy here submitted this work and they have a URL or a DOI, let me see if I use this DOI. If I'm going to get that document, okay. And as I say, don't put a full stop after the URL or DOI, because it might affect the functionality. Okay, so you've seen what happened, isn't it? So I'll just say website and try to search with this URL here. If I'm going to get it, that is, and if I don't get it, I'll see what to do. Or it's here, co-creating something knowledge, and when it's brought that way, you can just click there. And one thing you have to do is to confirm all these things if they are okay. So, co-creating value from knowledge, intensive business services, manufacturing, the moderating. You just confirm that the title is okay. Superior customer related, the role of relationship learning in sup, suprela. Now I can even just go here and see if which document that is, and see the title, and I can just copy that title and paste it there, because you have the DOI. Sorry if I'm wasting your time, but I want you to understand these things, because now Scribd will assist you. They even have that citation checker tool, that if you just upload your paper and you say this is the reference page, it's going to tell you that you have issues here. But the only problem is that it's paid. So this is the title, co-creating value. So I can just like this one, all of it, and where there's a title, I go and replace it. So I'll go back to my browser and go back to Scribd here, and where there's a title, I will just come that way and do that. URL is there, authors. So for this one, the authors have not been added, isn't it? For this one, I will have to add them myself personally. So you have to write initials, last name. So only the last name and the initials. So when you're putting initials, you just use the dots. So like here, if I want to know these authors, let me see. Where is it's here? Authors is Marco Kamari and Juka Patrenin. So for this one, I'll just copy this, and you can see that that author has that the two dots. So that was the right one, isn't it? That was the right one, the one with two dots. So the in-text citation is wrong. That is what I can say. That the in-text citation is wrong. So the first one is the last name is that one. and the initial of the first name is M. So I'll write M and put a full stop, and I can add a contributor because there are more. So that other one, I am going to. I'm still just going from it's from the same website because I just want to get the name of the other author, isn't it? So it's the name of the other author is Juka Patenen. So I'll just take this one, and I can see this one does not have special characters. Okay, so if it does not have special characters, I'll just come back to my script here. Let me see if everything is okay. Yeah, everything is okay. So I just came to script and put these names here. So last name is this one, Patanen, and then the initial is J. Let me not put a full stop now so that we see which one is supposed to be if you have to have a full stop and everything. Publication here you can confirm, but this one just came. You can add the date of access if you want. The name is Science Direct. So you can also edit these fields. And then once you're done, you can just write here, add site source. So you just come click site source and it's here. This is how it's supposed to be. Okay, sounds direct and everything. So instead of this one, you can use a DOI also. You can look for the DOI because now for these ones, they just put for us some sort of some sort of URL, but you can use a DOI. So you can then from here you can take that title, go search in Crossref, put a DOI instead. So for this one, if you want to take this everything, this reference, you just click to copy it. So when you click, you're told it's copied, and then you come to your Word document, and you can see like for this one, you can see how it is. It does not even have anything in italics, isn't it? So for me, I won't remove it. I'll just add it here, and I'm going to copy mine there. But you can see how mine is. Like it automatically identified that the title is supposed to be in italics, while my friends here, this one was not in italics, isn't it? It wasn't in italics, and that is the issue, isn't it? Science Direct, Journal Business Research 69, blah 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 blah. Okay, I don't know. It depends with which citation generator you're using. Uh so and if now you want to use we remember this link you're supposed to put them active. So you'll come here, right click, and you say link, and then you just press OK, and it becomes active. So that is how it's supposed to be. And then for the in-text citation, you come here, just hover your mouse here to in-text citation. It brings for you. So it brings for you the narrative type and the parenthetical type. So we were using parenthetical type. So you can see it is Kotamaki and Patinen. So just click it to copy. And then after that, since it has been copied, you just come to your Word document here to where that Kotamaki, that citation was. Where was it? Let me see. That citation supposed to be here. So I'll just paste it. And you can see now, if I come and take this Kotamaki, in fact, it will bring me 3 results now because I pasted the other one. So many results, 3 results, because now we have this one that I put here, and this one was the initial that the writer had put. So yeah, so you can see the difference. You can see the difference that is there. Yeah, I hope you see the difference. So there's a difference. Like a script is very accurate and all that. In fact, for the same order, but for me here, I just wanted to change the what that in-text citation, and I'll just remove mine and I'll return that one. And you can learn how to script. There's a video that is showing from Mr. Academia, in fact. And now, because I've removed that one, now you can see Kotamak appears on both at the in text, and also it appears on both the references. And was pattern N. In fact, sometimes you can just put them, all of them. Even this pattern N, I don't know if it was written appropriately. So, but pattern N is not an issue with two results. So you can see one is there and one is there. So that is not an issue. So you continue from checking for these ones. Now UND 2019. So for this one, you just come check this one. If you see this name, like this one now is it's a narrative citation. So you can see two results. So it's there. Okay. Van der Bosch. Let's see if Van der Bosch is just okay. So Van der Bosch is okay. Yeah. So that is how we check. But I, you can see like these ones, these references are not well formatted because there's nothing that is in italics here. So if I don't see anything in italics, I will definitely return the document and tell you to um to put the references in the right way. All right. So I've shown you guys how to do the references, okay? And always check. Be sure. In fact, okay. There's another time I found a guy had a reference that had this accent. You know, if the name of somebody has this accent, like for this one today, you've seen it as an A that looks like that. Another one had something like an L. It was Janelle, lakini ilikuwa na some something of that kind. So make sure you use the same name. It's not a must for you to use script, by the way. You can use whatever citation generator you're using, but make sure that the name, just copy paste it instead of writing out, because you might find a difficulty in coming out in typing out these characters. Because of course we're using the standard English keyboard with alphabets A, E, I, O, U as vowels, and alphabets A to Z. So vowels and consonants are the ones. Vowel and consonants are the ones bring these new letters. So for these other ones, just use copy paste because writing them out might be difficult. For me, I did some French in some point, so we use these ones A. And one thing I'll tell you, even this A is different from this A. Okay, what this means, it's a rising intonation. This one is a falling intonation, or because it's a letter, we don't call it intonation, we call it stress. Okay, syllabic stress, A and A, 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 A. So if it is to mon bebe, my baby, it's mon bebe. It's the intonation is going high. So these ones, be careful with them. Otherwise, they will make us be penalized for references. Okay, references and citations. So any citation and any citation should have a corresponding reference entry. And when you're proofreading your work, make sure you just use that find and see if they're working, because if they don't work and you give me a penalty, I might not take it lightly. So right now, I'm here taking my time explaining to you, and this video is too long, but I hope I'm just explaining things that won't be a problem next time, because A is not equal to, which is not also equal to this one, isn't it? Which is not equal, because also there's another one is not equal to that. So those symbols, I really don't know what they mean, but if you're a linguistic, you might know what it means. Intonation, of course, this one I think it's that long A, like that will prolong A, the one with the two dots. I'm not sure, and I don't take my word for it. And still checking things that I might have missed. So don't end sentences with prepositions. I said, if Grammarly tells you that that sentence is ending with a preposition, remove that order, or remove that mistake. Also, one mistake that you should try to minimize is the use of passive voice. Passive voice, minimize it as much as possible. Grammarly even gives you suggestions on how to minimize passive voice. Okay. So tenses, be consistent with the tense that you use. That is a thing, and I won't have to insist much. But you cannot mix present participle with past tense with past participle, and also in most cases try to use an in person structure, an in person structure, one that you don't say like we dug. Okay, maybe you're doing a lab report and you start saying maybe something like. You start saying like then we added the DCPIP indicator. Dichlorophenol indophenol is the one. Those of you who did chemistry in high school, DCPIP is dichlorophenol indophenol. But in this case, we said then we added dichlorophenol indophenol in brackets DCPIP to phenolphthalein indicator and noted the results. So you use an Now, instead, you write DCPIP indicator was added to phenolphthalein indicator. So it really does not give. And most impersonal structures, by the way, if you are told to write impersonal structures, most impersonal structures result to a passive voice. That's where the problem comes in. So, as I'm saying, in most cases, you cannot avoid passive voice completely. Okay, and that's why I'm also not having that big problem, but you can minimize it. So put citations where they are suggested, and average. I said if you have a 300 words document, you should have about 3 citations, okay, or 3 references, 3 sources. Let me call them sources. Paper ratios, that one I've talked about it. One idea per paragraph. Balance your word count properly, please. So, okay, quality concern, I said that. Money puts on hold and fines, these ones will be told. And I'll told, and by the way, if the moment I just see your work has been put on hold or your work has come with an issue, I will be sending you an email in that order thread uh, with an image confirmation that your order had some quality concern. So that's why I'm telling you to tighten the rules, okay? And you guys are capable, so it's not an issue. Otherwise, if you could not be capable, you could not have even passed that training. And good thing for these things, once you learn them, once you start practicing them, they become easy for you, and things will be okay. So badala ya kwenda kusikiza inaitwaje, kutambua sauti, and people give funny answers there like sauti ya kuku. Like mwingine aliulizwa Amina Mohamed ni waziri wa nini? And imagine somebody called na simu yake ikashikwa na akasema Amina Mohamed ni waziri wa soka. Okay? So ati Amina Mohamed ni waziri wa soka. Is there any ministry known as Ministry for Soccer? Of course, the answer was Michezo, but no. But these guys usually play with people's heads. Minds, not heads, minds. And what is the difference between a brain and a mind? Huh? Okay, what's the difference between brain and mind? Brain now, of course, brain is that mass, isn't it? Whatever is used to reason. But what is a mind? Mind, I think, is that state of knowing who you are. But I don't know. I don't know the difference. You can search. Google will always give you some results. Or sometimes, in fact, there's a place I came to learn. Anytime in account ilikuwa imeenda chini. I was doing some few things, and there's a section in this Kenya that there's a lot of fake money there, including money from other countries like Uganda, everything, and it's really circulating. And if you don't see, if you don't look well, you can end up getting into the wrong place. So hii dunia we kanyaga polepole. That is the thing I can tell you. But you can talk to me. We talk. Like for me, I can. I can. Okay, for me, okay, okay. You see, there's a course on psychology I learned, and there's something known as we have consolidation. Sorry, I'm deviating. We have consolidation, and then you have that aspect of elaboration. Consolidation is that thing of like you understand something na uielewe vizuri kabisa and you put it in long-term memory. Elaboration, this is the aspect of relating what you know and what you're learning, the new information that you're learning. Because when your brain learns some new information, it relates to what you know already that is stored in the memory. Now, um, one way I can just say, and like I gave you guys an analogy of a pilau, how you cook and put those grammar mistakes, and I related it to writing a paper, isn't it? So still, that citation, okay, putting those citations and everything, isn't it? When you put citations, those citations are like some meat pieces, pieces of meat in the pilau, okay? So you can imagine 100 words, you're supposed to put one meat, isn't it? So let's say maybe 100 words, it's 100 pieces of, okay, substantial amount of pilau. Quantifiable, I'm imagining it's quantifiable, okay? So the more citations you have, you'll have pilau with more meat, okay? And I'm sure most people would prefer to eat that pilau with a lot of meat, okay? But you can imagine you have a 500 words document with no citation. So you can imagine it is a big plate of pilau with no meat. So you definitely you'll get frustrated, isn't it? In fact, there's a function huko Ushago I attended, and I had some old man after watu wameserviwa, he went back to the kitchen and complained that he did not get meat, isn't it? So those are the situations. So the citations are the meat in the food, okay, in that pilau. So please put more meat. If you're a good chef, you'll know how to do it. Plus, you should not put a lot of meat until now the pilau it becomes now meat, isn't it? So too much of something is also dangerous. Rather, it is poisonous, isn't it? So just do things in moderation, and I've given you a good rule of thumb that for every 100 words, one citation. It does not mean that you start counting words. Ikifika 100 unaweka citation. Just put citations where it is necessary. Of course, you cannot cite facts, and you cannot cite Wikipedia and those anonymous blogs, okay, or websites. So anonymous websites and Wikipedia. But I told you you can use this aspect of uh, double dipping. Yes, this process of double dipping for you to get more information. Like you can go to Wikipedia. Since Wikipedia you cannot cite it, you go to the references of Wikipedia and see, and go to those references, and probably that reference will be will be credible, reliable, and use that source, isn't it? Uh-huh. Please, another thing I'll just insist: if we send you guys a review report, please read them. Okay, please read these review reports because they are very important and they will assist you to up your game and to avoid being put in probation. And it will be even easier for me to recommend you to another the next level. And an example of a review report is basically like this one. Let me just show you something. Conscious capitalism, role of unions. Let me show you this review report. I'll just open it. Now, this is a review report, and no, this is not a review report. Okay, there's no need for me to close it, but I can open a review report. I think role of unions, WriteALL review. So this is a review report, okay, and it has several review comments here that you can check. But of course, when you look at this paper, you can see that the spacing is not okay. Already, like this person did not follow our our template, so you can see you're supposed to have those ampersands. Like I said, those ampersands are very important. So us ours have these things, okay? Uh, so huyu hana, so he didn't follow the name, okay? And now we won't have student name, we'll have author to remove that bias, okay? Uh-huh. So like here it's supposed to be in bold. You can see it was not in bold, so told to be bold. And the space, this space here is just too much, okay? So I'm just taking you to show you some few things. And it's just a coincidence. This guy is the one who wrote unions instead of onions. You see, over the past years, the number of strikes of these onions. Now you even wonder, really, onions or unions? Hmm? Increase the presence of increasing awareness. Now, okay, the strike increase the presence, the pressure of increasing awareness. That's what I said. Like it's a tautology, isn't it? Increase. Ama you can just say instead of increase, you can say raise the pressure of increasing awareness. I don't know even if it makes sense. Now you can see instead of maximum, this guy wrote maxim. Hmm? I'm just showing you so that you see and musiseme kwa mnaonewa. And it's too many pilau because it's too many rice with no meat. Because for this entire paper, I think he has one reference. You can see. Does the reference does not even have a DOI? Hmm? So conducted study shows that now you can see it's either it's a conducted study shows that or conducted studies show that. Hmm? In this connection, the advantage association advantage the advantages because here amesema advantage huko amesema advantage, isn't it? And then there's this problem, by the way, the overuse of previously such rules included acts like the use of you okay you'll find a writer always using like everywhere. Sometimes just don't use like, use something like such as, okay? So it will be like such rules include acts such as the, okay, and you can see here, like has been overused in this text. Consider revising this section. Like is equals to such as. So use that variation. It's really going to assist. It's really going to assist you. That employees dependent. Now these are those multiple space that I was talking about. But if you've done the training or if you've watched the videos and you've been having those what do we call you've been reading these review reports, you will know that these are the things that I'm talking about. Still the HRM. Now you see, like this guy here started HRM and said HRM without try introducing what the HRM is, isn't it? So in this case, he's supposed to write. The comment is here, number 16, S16. HRM should be human resource managers in brackets HRM because he's introducing it, isn't it? And then consequently, now he should use HRM, okay? And now here he even said human resource managers. But also when you're mentioning it, always capitalize each word. So you should capitalize each word. So in fact, the first place here it's human resource managers, HRMs, and then here it says HRM. You don't go if you use you just explain that thing the meaning in full and then abbreviate it, capitalize each word, and then consequently use HRM. Use the abbreviations. Like here, also they have a task. Just write also they are tasked to solve. Okay? I remove ambiguity. This paper, in fact, okay, it was written here. This paper lacks a conclusion. It is rather hanging because ni ideas zilikuwa tu zinaendelea tu kuflow, zina flow alafu akanyamaza tu, isn't it? Like you should say bye in a good way, isn't it? So unakuja unasema okay, in conclusion this and this, blah 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 blah, or just 10% of the word count. It was a 300 words paper, so just 30 words, and you're done. And you format your references properly, and and all is well. So that is an example of a review report. Uh, you can always go to the corresponding Word document. If you're told you are supposed to change something, I think I downloaded roles of union somewhere, so that if you are sent to if somebody sends you a review report and you're supposed to make changes, there's no need for you to be given a Word document, okay, for that review report, because you really just can use the find section to go to whatever thing that you're supposed to change. And I'm going to demonstrate because I've had issues. I just posted some link here, some shortcut. That is not of concern now. I'm looking for roles of unions. So I'll just write here. Okay, role role of unions. I think it's here. So I'll just open role of unions and just look at it and the things that I'm supposed to change. First, like I said, right now, uh, you just open these markers and look at this general spacing, okay? So when you look at the spacing, you can see that these ones are not even supposed to be here, isn't it? These ones, this is gonna indent, yenye yafai kuwa, isn't it? So for this one, just come to paragraph, remove this first line indent. Like what is supposed to be indented is the work, not these other things that are not there. So that one should be none, isn't it? So if it's none, you return it that way. Okay. So generally, everything has to be left aligned in a PA format. Okay, unless 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 in some situations. Okay, and those situations don't occur. So first, I can just left align everything, and I remove this one because still you can see. And these ones, I think all of these things have indents. So I'll just left align it and I'll come and remove indents, all indents, special, and I put none. And I can see there's a space. So like I said, today I've just been getting a lot of interruption and making the videos been difficult and all that. But I think this is where we had reached. So like for me, because I've seen like the entire paper has been indented. So I just remove everything. So I came to paragraph, special none, okay, and pressed OK, okay. So I'll just put none there and press OK. Everything is left aligned, and then I was on this space that is here in this header. So this one I have to delete it. Press backspace, and then I'll check my numbers if they are in Times New Roman, says 12, and they should be double spaced, not single spaced. And then I'll press OK. And then another thing I'll do is to remove lines. This one, do not add space between paragraphs of the same style. Okay, and then I'll also come here to this line and line spacing, remove space after paragraph, press OK. And then now I'll bring this one back on top and then count 4 lines, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. Then the fifth one, that's where I'm going to write, and then we center this, okay? And then we return these ones that way, and then do that. And then you need to have a space in between here. And then these ones, all of them, just put that one line. Of course, these details are not from our cover page, so you'll have to just adhere to whatever details. The cover page that I've given you will see it as ampersands and these details like this. So I've been having a lot of interruptions, but a lot of phone calls, people calling me, uh, but just okay, there's no problem. So like I said, yeah, the thing you're supposed to do now, you're supposed to count 4 spaces, then make sure it's this one, it's double spaced, okay, move those spaces and everything and that kind. So one thing I'll tell you guys is that that is an update, okay? And there'll be a video, okay, that is going to be put concerning that is going to be put on East Academia concerning how you can put English United States as your preferred language or your default language. Like you can change it here, but I don't have to show you this because it will be there. A very short video. So there are various language packages here. You can change the English United States, English United Kingdom. Okay, there'll be also a video that is going to show you how you can put times New Roman size 12 and left aligned, like in the normal template. Okay, the default one. So student name and that, I won't change those details at the moment, and then I'll just push these things down because this one should begin on a new page. Then this one, of course, it has to be bold and centered because it's a first level heading. Okay, so and centered is centered there, and then these paragraphs, they're the only ones that they're supposed to be. They're the only ones that they're supposed to be indented. So I'll just come here, paragraph, and the first line it says 0.5 inches or 1.27 centimeters. Okay, and I'll press OK. And then these other ones, we have a lot of space here that is rather unnecessary. So this one I have to delete all these spaces and put it there on references. And trust me, this is not supposed to be indented. And this one is not supposed to be indented as well. So this reference, because it's one, as I said, it's reference, not references. And we have no issue here because this is just one reference. So I'll bold it and I'm going to put it there, center it. And then this one has to be hanging, isn't it? The references, they have to be hanging. So I'll come here and put hanging 1.27 centimeter or 0.5 inches and I'll press OK and save that. And now that my work is formatted well. Now, as I said, the review reports are usually the review reports the review reports are usually in PDF, and you don't need to have the Word document for you to really go back for you to use this review report. Like you can just look here, all of you know, on this one I corrected it because it should be bold and the space below is too large. Remove space after paragraph. It was removed. Now I really want to find where that word onions is. So I'll just come and highlight this, copy it, Control C, and then come and use Finder, and I paste, and this will take me exactly to where that word is. And if it is onions, I'll just come and write unions and make that change. And the next mistake. Where is the next mistake? So I'm just trying to see where the next mistake is in PDF form. And the next mistake is the number of strikes of these onions. Auto workers, teachers strikes and united teachers strikes and united auto workers, since auto worker strikes are not even making sense. So you'll have to paraphrase the entire thing. If you want to paraphrase this one, conducted study shows that just take highlight words that are just close to that, and you come just copy and paste it, and it will take you to somewhere close to this one. So conducted studies. So I'll just come and write this and write a conducted study shows that, something of that kind. So that's how you can easily locate those mistakes in any review report when you are using when you are using when you are using this method. Okay, when you are given a review report. And generally it's not a difficult task to do, and when it's done, you do that. And so these details here, please stick to the ones that I'm going to provide in the template. Okay, because maybe you don't even have this department name, institution name, you don't have course title and name, So maybe here we have something of this kind, including the capitalizations. And then here we have ampersands. So I'm just going to add ampersands, something of that kind. I think that's how our templates are, isn't it? And here you're also going to add ampersands. So, and then just to make it look more of a right well academic standard. Okay, so I'll just add an ampersand. So here I'll just add an ampersand. Here I'll just add an ampersand, and here. So it looks more like ours now. Yeah. So that's how you can locate errors and easily make those changes when specified. Okay. So you don't need to ask for a Word document review report for, because those are document review reports. Generally, they even end up confusing you at the end of the day. Or if you're not careful, Word does not really give out those reports in a generous way. So we usually do things that is static one that cannot change easily, because you can just click somewhere and all the comments just disappear, and everything becomes a problem, rather terrible. So as I said, please do good jobs, because jobs that have quality concerns are usually put in held, and they're not going to be paid, because right now we are strictly going to pay using the accounts receipt. Okay, accounts receipt. So make sure that the order that you do is going to be paid properly, and then do that. Then do not have a lot of revisions, as I said. If you have a lot of revision, it's going to be an issue, okay? Because it's going to tell us that the quality of your writing does not really meet the standards of WriteALL academics, even after all this rigorous training that you've gone and the time that I've invested, especially me, into making these videos. And when you see me making these videos, it's because I'm a trusted guy, okay, and I'm a person who is um, holds very senior positions, and it's because of my proven track record of performance, okay. So you really cannot come from Brian's account manager, and then you really don't take put into effect these things, so other people from other managers, they can easily be exempted and be understood, because they really don't even know who I am, okay. So I don't have a lot of revision, so the normal rules should not be broken, like rules of document properties. Don't submit work that has document properties, inconsistent use of apostrophes, multiple white spaces. Check that the citation name is the same as the citation in the references. Always check sentence length. This one I said 15 to 20 words. Paper ratio, I said do not over concentrate on one section and then have a very brief other section, okay, so such that you have a very big paragraph one section and then other paragraphs are very small, so just try to balance, and your paper should have a plan or an outline to assist you in writing the paper well. Always submit your work with plagiarism report and Grammarly report. In that Grammarly report also, you should check plagiarism using Grammarly as well, before you generate the report, so that it can give us a summary of the plagiarism with Grammarly. And then it is the Grammarly. One thing I'll touch about also is Grammarly percentage. Now, how to determine this Grammarly percentage is by after checking your work to Grammarly, uh, refresh Grammarly, delete that document that was there. You can even change the name of that document and upload it afresh. Okay, and you'll see maybe it's 85%. Okay, so this Grammarly percentage is very important. So for us, if you submit work that has our Grammarly percentage of less than 95%, we are penalized, and that is the reason why we usually check your work against Grammarly for the second time, okay? So that we are sure that you do not submit work that is has a lesser percentage of Grammarly. And things like passive voice, everything, blah, 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 they also contribute to this Grammarly percentage, okay? So Grammarly percentage should not be less than 95%. That is a thing that I'll tell you. And while you're editing in Grammarly, you see the percentage is going up, okay? So when you delete a word, when you do some deletion, even the percentage is going up. So it will take you to even 100%. But if you want to know the real raw score, okay, download that paper that you finished checking, uh, and then you what do you do? You can change its name and then upload it afresh in Grammarly. Then that initial score there for your finished paper will now come even up to 85%. It will tell you the reasons why it's 85%. If it's a if it is a lot of passive voice, then consider rephrasing other sentences into active voice to reduce, to at least improve this to 95%. Okay, like there are those situations whereby somebody is saying, "I checked the paper on Grammarly," but when you look clearly, that paper has a lot of mistakes and everything. So please, Grammarly, that one, there's no other way. You really have to check your paper against Grammarly, and you have to recheck again. And don't leave out mistakes that will make me, when I'm checking that paper against Grammarly, come and do some changes. Because if I do some changes for you, that would mean I might end up having a less word count, okay? And this would mean that I'll have to call you and request you to add some more words. So, which I really hate telling someone what to do, okay? Obviously, if in case it's normal, and that's why right now you're even giving you personal grammar checkers, Grammarly, okay? And this Grammarly that we are giving you is one that you are using you alone, okay? And because you're using it alone, we expect you to be uploading the documents, okay? And because you're uploading the documents, you can generate a report, Grammarly report, and you can re-upload again after you've generated the report and see the percentage, okay? And if you find that the percentage is less than 95%, you can always improve on that before I tell you to improve on it, okay? And those mistakes that Grammarly highlights in red, okay, they are not to be ignored. Always be sure whatever you're ignoring in Grammarly is a mistake that cannot be changed. But if you're told that if it is unclear, it is difficult to read, difficult to understand, paraphrase. Paraphrase, that is the thing, and make it clear. These squinting modifiers or what, yes, those ones, please paraphrase. The only thing is passive voice, and you have to minimize it, because if passive voice is a lot in your work, then the Grammarly percentage also can come down below 95%. And you're giving you premium. This is a premium Grammarly, so shouldn't be an issue. So after you've checked your work in Grammarly, you've done everything. Now, before you submit, proofread that work again. Proofread it, because Grammarly, there's some mistakes that Grammarly does not highlight. So for me, what I do, I usually first write, okay, and then after finished writing, I check the work in Grammarly, and then after I check the work in Grammarly, I proofread using Adobe Acrobat. I proofread. After proofreading, of course, I'll make some changes and see those mistakes that Grammarly didn't highlight. And then I check the work again for Grammarly, okay, and then download it. Now, in this case, change its name and then re-upload to get Grammarly percentage. And then you can see if I see it's more than 95%, I know I'm safe. Then I can proofread it one last chance. And for any edit that you do, re-upload the work to Grammarly. And there's no mistake if you re-upload that work to Grammarly even 10 times in a day. Only that you will be making your work better and everything okay for you. Paper ratios, I talked about that. Plagiarism, do that. Check Grammarly percentage, that one I said. If your invoice reads a lot of this held, or rather not paid, something of this kind, know that things are not good. It's a bad sign for you, because for me, it's a proof that you are not meeting the standards of the account, and that means I might even be putting the account at risk. if you continue working with you. So sometimes inabidi to, now we'll always tell you, if at all you're having issues with your writing style, or if your work keeps on being put for held or not paid or something of that kind, retracted, quality concerned, revision, uh, we will tell you, and we'll tell you now. Unfortunately, I think following instructions is an issue with you, and we are sorry, but we cannot continue working with you. I mean, hata pia utakuwa unaona, because we can't risk these accounts. They're very expensive at the moment. Uh, Quality assurance team. Now, I will talk about the quality assurance team for the account. Normally, uh, orders that we submit to the account are usually picked randomly. Okay, they are picked randomly, and when they are picked randomly, they are picked by these guys, quality assurance team of the account. Okay, so the quality assurance team, they usually go and analyze the paper. They read the instructions and see if you've answered the instructions correctly. They look any grammar mistakes, any mechanics mistakes, any tautology. Now, when I talk about mechanics is basically punctuations. Okay, did you write the right spellings? Did you use synonyms? Did you avoid tautology? Did you use elegant variations? Something of that kind. Okay, so uh, this paper, when it's submitted, it can be taken by quality assurance team. I don't know whose papers will be taken. If it is yours, be sure that the report that will come from these guys, because these are the people who will determine the fate of the account, should be good. Okay, some of you guys, I know your papers have already been taken by the quality assurance team, and we've sent you some reports. So this time round, if you just effect all these things that we've told you, then the quality assurance team should not come with a lot of mistakes, because hakuna venye you as a writer wrote a paper, okay, reviewed it, not reviewed, sorry, just realized that I'm even so you as a writer, you wrote a paper, and then you proofread it, okay, and then the reviewer reviewed the paper, okay, so reviewer reviewed, and then it was submitted, okay, and then it was taken by the quality assurance team, QA, and then we realized that the QA is coming up with a lot of complaints and saying that this work has not been submitted, has not been done properly. Now, the complaint that can be here, that can come and it won't be in the reviewer's docket, is that problem of instructions. Okay, if the formatting is okay, what nini is of it kingine, the reviewer is just okay. But when it comes as an issue of instructions, then it will be the sole problem coming from the problem will be coming from the writer. So that's what I'm saying. We really need to be careful with what we're doing, because our work can easily be taken to the quality assurance team, and these guys can advise if our account is going to be terminated or if our services are going to continue. And this one is random, and mostly these guys, the complaints that I usually find repeatedly is telling people to add more citations. And that's what I'm telling you, put more meat to that pilau, okay? Add more citations. And one other thing that I've seen people having as a problem is the paper ratio. They tell you revise the paper ratio. So now we will definitely not wait until before we tell you these things. And make sure you have an introduction and a conclusion. There are some other orders that do not warrant an introduction and a conclusion, of which you know. Okay? So, and that's 10%, 80%, 10%. Those ones are just effect them, and these guys will not tell you. Will have minimum. And if you perform well with the quality assurance team, then you can be sure you're going to get more jobs. When you get more jobs, you get another account. We get another account. We get it will be called a baby account. Uh, even my authority in this all academic stuff, I'm going to be taken high authority. You guys will have jobs. Even in the next low season, you'll have jobs constantly. So it's a good thing. Okay. So yeah. So I might have spoken a lot, but anytime, like I said, anytime if you have a problem, just communicate to WriteALL Academics, and the email to use at that time is that email for WriteALL academic support. Okay, it's called WriteALL academic support. You can put your burning issue there. If you have any suggestion to improve our services and delivery, you can put it there, everything, and the email is info dot writeallacademics at gmail.com. Writeallacademics at gmail.com. Of course, this is the email, in fact, that will send you some templates, the templates that I told you. So this is a place where you can talk, you can give a suggestion, you can give your feedback, and in fact, for you can even tell us the subjects that you prefer writing, and knowing the major that you majored in. I'm using tautology. The course that you majored in uh, in the university might be good. So I had a guy who wrote like I studied economics, but I can also handle statistics, biology, literature, psychology, and sociology orders. Okay, or I did marketing in the universities. I majored in marketing, but I can also do procurement orders. I can also do health sciences. I can also do blah blah blah, something of that kind. And if you write that, we'll know specifically. Just write to the email what your interests are, what you're doing, even if you did before. Just write to the email, and you're going to be given. Of course, it's not a must, but if you want guys to know what exactly you want to be handling, and to have a summary of our writers, it's just good to write an email to that, and nothing is going to be a problem. So do not as okay. One thing I'll also say: do not submit a paper that you submitted previously. Okay, do not submit a paper that you submitted previously, or that you submitted. You might have submitted this paper to WriteALL, or you might have submitted it to some other employer that you are working for long time. So do not submit that paper again. Just write a paper, even if it's the same, even if it's similar. Okay, just write that paper afresh, and all will be well. And then yes, just write that paper fresh, and then all will be well. So that is the thing that I wanted to say. That these papers you should be okay with them, and submit original papers. Okay, and like I said, if we see that your work has little errors, that you proofread your work and you are following our standards perfectly and everything, that is when we can introduce you to these other types of services. Okay, like write all is not all about writing. We also have editing services, and sometimes just proofreading. Okay, proofreading. And when you talk about proofreading, it means that you proofread, you edit the errors and everything, and sometimes it's paraphrasing. And these ones normally we give to those writers who we know they're good in formatting, they're good in editing, they're good in proofreading, they understand this one. So knowing these and these other types of services, you do not need to add additional words. Okay, you're just supposed to do what you're supposed to do based on the instructions. And normally these types of services we usually give to those guys who we know that they are good and their work is good with minimal errors. Of course, your human beings can't be 100%, but if we see you repeatedly making the same mistake, I don't know what we'll think about it. Now, I'll talk about section headings. Okay, section headings. Section headings. We have different levels of sections heading. Like level one headings, these ones are centered and they're bold. Okay, and they're placed on the centers, and then mostly they're topic cases. So level two, they're left aligned. Okay, level two, they're left aligned. Level three, they're left aligned, the italics. Now, when you see level one, level two, level three, what exactly is this? Level one heading, it's like this topic that I said, McDonaldization. That is a level one heading. It has to be centered and a title case. And then maybe you have a subtopic on McDonaldization, like let's say those four tenets. You want to write them as subtopics. So that means calculability is a section 2 heading. So this is a level 1 heading. This is a level 2 heading. Control is a level 2 heading. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Then maybe control has also some headings. Okay. So the headings of control might be control in the market, control in the government, something of that kind. This is just hypothetical. So this will be level three. If control in the government has control in the executive, control in the parliament, control in the judiciary, these ones now become level four headings. Each of these topics, subtopics of a topic or subtopics of subtopics, if that makes sense, huh? They are formatted differently. So be sure that you format them accordingly. You can either use Google to see how they're formatted, or you can always refer to that manual that I'm going to share with you guys after this. Okay, so I'm going to share with you the manual of APA, the manual of MLA. So, and the Harvard guidelines. So be sure to follow those rules. Okay. Okay. Be sure to state any deviation from material. Like I said that at the time, be sure to state any deviation from the normal. Okay. So if at all you're given a template that does not follow the conventional APA format, always state. Okay. So you say just this one does not follow the normal APA convention, and as such, we deviated from that style. Okay. Do not reject orders after accepting them. Now, once an order is accepted, do it to completion and submit it. Always do not submit past the deadline that is given. But of course, I've never had issues with deadline. In fact, if I see you are an organized person, I normally don't give deadlines because I see you are an organized person. Deadlines I can only give maybe if the order is too urgent, and then if I nakushukushuku, okay? But if I see a person who never disappoints, when mwenyewe in your own normal sense, you submit orders on time and everything, there's no need for me to chase you about with deadlines because you are an adult. Similarly, I'm an adult. I should be thinking about my wife instead of thinking about deadlines with writers, isn't it? So don't give me that challenge. I did say that I'm married, but that is it's just analogous to say that I should be thinking to I should be thinking of important stuff. Okay, important stuff, and instead of following you around about with orders. So I know it's been long. I know it has been a very long lecture. Until me, I don't know. Until me, okay. You don't write that. That this is just spoken. Until me, ani hadi mimi. So, so even me, I need some water to warm water, maybe even some cup of tea with some lemon and ginger to make my sound come back because I've talked and talked and talked. And despite the fact that I've received so many interruptions, phone calls, whatever, blah blah blah, I think I've covered mostly. I've covered a lot that I wanted to cover. If not, if not 90%, then 89%. So the 10%, and I know you guys might be having a lot of questions. Eh? So these questions, we are going to host a Zoom meeting, and before we resume, and for this Zoom meeting, be sure to come with all the questions that you have concerning WriteALL academics, everything. And I did this because, as you can see, we couldn't have covered this in a single Zoom meeting, isn't it? And plus, if we did this in a Zoom meeting, some people will have connection issues, some people will have this, some people in an environment that is so noisy, or rather, while I'm making the presentation, someone else has their microphone unmuted. So now in the Zoom meeting, just come cover issues as minimum as possible. Take the least time possible, clarify issues, and if you're good to go, we start. Okay, and we should defect these things that we discussed here right from our first orders to the last. Okay, so take your time, familiarize yourself with these rules, grasp them, understand them, and if you have any question, you can take down notes. By the way, if you have any questions, you can write them somewhere, and then when we host that Zoom meeting, the date is going to be communicated. Be sure to come with all the questions that you have. But one thing I'll tell you, an order ikipita 10 days, that is when you can be sure that it can come with a paid revision or That is the time when you expect an order. A client should complain before 10 days, okay? Past 10 days, now we can talk. So I think I've shared with you guys a lot of things that you needed to know. And I want you to know that managing an account is not an easy thing. That's something I'll tell you. Because you really have to make sure that this uniformity is achieved. You really have to make sure that if a revision comes back, you really have to sit down and as in ukiona tu ile kazi imerudishwa pale imeandikwa revision, I'll tell you the level of stress that I usually get. I really cannot even say at the moment. And that's why please do not frustrate me, do not disappoint me. I think I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best for you guys to know to know all these things and to assist you. And you can also assist other people, isn't it? So I know it is difficult. It's been difficult to harmonize these things, all of you. And yes, you will request for those videos, or you can just go to East Academia, search East Academia, and then you just look at that, the videos that are available there, or you can just search it out in YouTube. So we have videos that are going to show you how to generate a Grammarly report. We have videos that are going to show you how to use Turnitin. For those of you who do not know how to use Turnitin, and that video is going to be self-explanatory. So if you follow through, okay, you will know how to use Turnitin, you'll know how to use Grammarly and generate the report with the plagiarism, okay? And there's a video that is going to show you how to check the Grammarly percentage by just re-uploading. It's just a matter of re-uploading, okay? And there's a video that is going to show you how to set defaults. Like you can set Times New Romance default and United States English default, okay, in your Microsoft Word to minimize just the errors, like having two fonts mixing in your work. So if you have anything, I think I've really given shed some light concerning how we are supposed to operate. I even shown you the errors that you are supposed to get, that you usually get, or rather the fines when you guys mess up. So please don't put us at a loss. Me, I don't like extending my losses to you writers, because I was once a writer and I'm still a writer, by the way. So you guys give me an easy time. So I usually share my knowledge. Mi ni yule mtu mwenye I don't have a problem with sharing knowledge, yeah. And if you're a person who likes consuming knowledge, you'll definitely enjoy a lot from me. So you guys have a nice time, and that will be all for these sessions. It has been long. I think it's over 3 hours, guy. But it has assisted you. So this video, it is just a video for you done before we get into the Zoom meeting. Okay, so the Zoom meeting come to the Zoom meeting with all concerns that you have. Okay, all concerns that you can think of. You come with them to the Zoom meeting. So that is all that I can say, and I think beyond that, guys, have a nice time and God bless you all. Thank you.